This video is a complete joke, don't take it seriously. This small country on the Côte d'Azur will accidentally annex Indonesia due to the similar flags. After the Monegasque government realized their mistake, rather than allow Indonesia to become independent again, will decide to start an empire in Southeast Asia. When they try to take over Malaysia, the United States will get confused and think that the Monegasque are trying to take over America due to the similar flags. So the US will declare war on Monaco, starting World War III. This country is the largest in the world without a standing army. At least, that's what their government would like you to believe. In actuality, all Costa Rican citizens are required to serve in the military from conception. The reason nobody knows about the army is because the Costa Rican army kills anyone who mentions that they exist to anyone outside the country. If the Queen of England were to mention the Costa Rican army, they would need to kill her. Since people would notice the Queen suddenly disappearing, the Costa Ricans would need to replace her with their own leader, who just so happens to be the Queen's long-lost identical twin. With the Costa Rican leader replacing the Queen, they would then have absolute control over Canada. Canada is an absolute monarchy ruled by the Queen. They also have a Prime Minister, but he is just a ceremonial figurehead who has no real power. So the Costa Rican leader would be able to make Canada go to war with the US and Russia, starting World War III. Pope Francis will tweet telling people to do another crusade. This will be because he was hacked by Russians. Nobody will actually do it, because other than the first one, all the crusades failed miserably. Nobody except for the spam buy 2,000 followers for $50 accounts to follow the Pope. The spam accounts will then invade Russia, because they're spam accounts who don't know where the Holy Land actually is. Russia will then retaliate, starting World War III. If Scotland secedes from the United Kingdom, people won't be able to call people from the UK British anymore because they won't control the entire island of Great Britain. Instead, people will likely call them English. This will trigger the Welsh people, who don't like being called English. So the Welsh will commit mass genocide of anyone who calls them English, starting World War III. This state has a high support for independence from the United States, with a third of the population wanting independence. That third of the population being one man named George. George is trying to convince the other two residents of the state, Jack and Catherine, to secede as well. If he succeeds and Jack or Catherine join him and create an independent Wyoming, then the United States will declare war and try to make it rejoin the Union. It is unlikely that they will succeed though, as George has a gun. Thus, the US will enlist the help of all other NATO countries, starting World War III. This country in the North Sea will become a world superpower before the year 2020. By then, the platform that the country is situated on will collapse into the ocean. So, to prevent the population, projected to be 36 million people in 2020, from drowning, they would need to conquer parts of England. England would be annoyed by that, and would immediately declare war on Sealand, starting World War III. In 2019, an earthquake will completely destroy San Francisco, so in retaliation, San Francisco will completely destroy earthquakes. Russia, an ally of earthquakes, will then declare war on San Francisco and the rest of the United States, starting World War III. And finally, Jeff possesses over half the nukes on Earth, and he's mad. He will start World War III. That was only 8 countries, and 5 of them aren't even countries. That's just what Jeff wants you to think.